What's up, everybody? Eddie Dowd, Maryland real estate agent, back again with Brian Sachs, Maryland mortgage lender. So we're here to talk about a topic that everybody says, but few people actually do. There's a lot of talk, there's not a whole lot of action when it comes to this. This is something that everybody talks about, buying an investment property. A lot of people I talk to, maybe they bought a house with me, maybe they bought a house, far before I was ever even around. But one thing that is consistent, people are always talking about, one day I want to buy an investment property. And there's multiple ways to do it. But today we figured that we'd come here to you guys every Thursday. We come to you and share a little bit of real estate knowledge. Today we wanted to talk about, what's a way, how can you achieve that dream that you've been talking about for maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years and haven't yet even secured your first property. How can they do that? And Brian, how can someone go and get their first investment property if they already own a home here in this year, next year, or whatever their game plan could be?
There's a couple ways, and you're right. It is on everybody's radar because wealth is created through real estate. And so there's a couple different models we should talk about. There's buying homes, fixing them and selling them, fix and flip, we call it, right? You buy something for 40, you put 20 in it, and you sell for 100, and then everybody's happy. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to rent it. Fannie Mae has a program that so few people use or even know about. It's called HomeStyle. And a HomeStyle loan allows an investor to buy a home, put 15% down, and roll in all of their renovation costs. It's pretty cool. 15% down, and you can roll in your reno costs as an investor. A regular investor could buy an investment property with as little as 15% down. Now we're going to go up a step, okay? Let's say you're not showing a whole lot of income. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you work in a cash business. Well, if you've owned a property before, there are programs where we don't even ask income questions. If you have an LLC, which is a company, and it's easy to set one up, you can set one up for a couple $100 online, actually. And we will, as long as the rent is $1 more than your mortgage payment, we don't ask any questions. So, and you don't have to have perfect credit for this program either. You just can't be a first-time landlord. But I think you know what I'm going to revert to, Eddie. Where do you get the money, right? That's one of the questions. Where do you get the money? Well, if you've owned a home, why not borrow against your home? And use the concept in real estate. The big word is leverage. Using that money that's dead in your house doing nothing, right? And use that money to go buy multiple properties so you can become extremely wealthy and just pay off that house in cash one day, God willing, right? But here's another interesting way. There are hard money lenders. So if you have no credit, no job, and you're just in a slump, in a bad place, but you want to be a real estate investor, there's always ways to do it. One of the expressions I always heard, Eddie, and you might hear this too, if you find a good deal, there's never going to be a shortage of money, right? Mm-hmm. Because you can always find somebody to partner with you. If you're worried about it, find someone seasoned. Eddie can help you. Find someone who's seasoned who will partner with you on your first deal and hold your hand so you don't make mistakes, right? Eddie's willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. But I wrote a book, Eddie, and I'm not just trying to plug the book here, but it really is true. If you've never owned a home and you don't own a home now, and you're deciding whether you should be an investor or you should be a homeowner, you can do both. And you do both. I wrote a book called The Real Estate Loophole. It's at therealestatelyoophole.com, and it's a loophole. If you're a veteran, you can get in with no money down as long as you're living in one of the units. If you are not a veteran, you could do this FHA with only 3.5% down and a 600 credit score. You could own a property that you live in one unit and the other 3 units are investments. You rent them. They provide tax benefits for you. You know, real estate throws off all kind of tax breaks for people, right? And you could speak to your accountant about that. But the other benefit here is for most of the folks we've done this with, those other units not only pay for the mortgage payment, but actually give you sort of like a side hustle income at the end of the day, which is very, very cool. So there's so many different ways. It's such a broad topic, Eddie, as you know, that
Mhm.
you know, should you be buying real estate? Of course you should. Look at anybody who's wealthy and you know they own real estate, whether the real estate made them wealthy or the real estate made them wealthier, right? They're all in real estate. So talk to us. There's no fee, there's no obligation, and we'll walk you through and try to figure out what you're working with and what model may fit best and hold your hand through it.
Exactly. And we are here to answer any questions up here every week, trying to just give you guys little bits of knowledge. But ultimately, if you give us a call, we can dive into your personal situation and figure out, what a good game plan is for you. So yeah, give me a call when you get a chance and when you're ready. 410-588-6536. And you could also email me, eddieDowdRealEstate@gmail.com. Brian, how can they reach out to you?
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're shy and you're watching this and you're shy, just go read the book, therealestateloophole.com. Or you can reach me 443-471-8557. It's a great time to buy real estate. It's actually always a great time. You know, when things are a little bit challenging, you will look back and see how real estate has appreciated. You know, we're in a time of inflation, Eddie, and inflation's what lifts real estate up even higher. So great opportunities.
Exactly. All right, guys. Until next week, I'm Eddie Dowd. He's Brian Sachs, and we will see you next week.